The sure way to waste money on software development, a poor project plan. In previous episodes of the podcast, The Sure Way to Waste Money on Software Development, we discussed critical topics like ensuring the contractor understands your business strategy and having a complete team that includes not only developers but also project managers, business analysts, and testers. So you've chosen a contractor and started working with them. What aspects of the software development process should you pay attention to so that you don't waste your money? The first thing I focus on at the start of working with a contractor is this: did they provide us with a project plan? The absence of a development plan with approximate dates for interim demos is a clear red flag and a sign of very low project management standards. As Benjamin Franklin said, if you fail to plan, you're planning to fail. I've yet to see projects succeed without a detailed plan. Or maybe I'm just not as lucky as you are, with all your projects finishing perfectly without one. For me, no plan means certain failure. Without a plan, why waste time and money? Let's just close the project right away. A project plan should include the following important items. Financial plan. This should answer the question, what is the total budget of the project? Next, check how detailed this plan is and how well it reflects reality. What are the expenses? What is the spending schedule? Does it include all necessary costs, like for the development team, software licenses, subscriptions, and hosting? It's quite unpleasant to find out halfway through a project that the budget forgot to include costs for essential specialists or expensive software subscriptions. Another important question: does the budget have a reserve for unforeseen circumstances? I'll cover this in a future video. Without a financial reserve, what will you do when the money runs out and the project isn't finished? The contractor may simply stop providing services, no money, no work, and you could end up with an incomplete project on your hands. Requirements analysis phase. Ensure the project starts with a crucial phase of analyzing and identifying requirements for the software solution. The cost of fixing errors is much lower in the early stages of development than after the code is already written. It is critical detail is missing from the requirements, the programmers won't know about it and may implement a flawed solution. Remember the story I told you about the client who in the beginning didn't specify that the event management system should be on the web, not on mobile. If we had identified this requirement right away, we would have saved 2-3 weeks of development and few $1,000s. Architectural plan. The contractor should then present an architectural plan detailing the technologies, programming languages, frameworks, databases, and cloud services they plan to use. You might wonder, why all this formality and complexity? I don't understand the tech anyway. You don't need to be a tech expert, but I know for certain that 1 day spent on architectural planning can save 10 days of coding, because it's 10 or even 100 times easier and cheaper to adjust the architecture while it's on paper than after it's been implemented. Plus, with both the requirements and the architecture plan in hand, you could send these two documents to an external expert, like me, to assess whether your contractor's approach makes sense and save you from wasted money. Interim delivery plan. Check that there is a plan for delivering interim solutions. If at the start of the development your project manager says, "Goodbye, see you in a year," that's an obvious red flag. A plan that only has a start and end date is a very poor plan. I'm 100% sure that if the manager returns to meet with you after a year, they'll bring some unpleasant news for you. My simple rule for interim versions is the 1 to 10 rule. A long-term project should be divided into roughly 10 parts, with progress shown to the client at each stage, asking if they like what they see and if it's what they wanted. For example, if a project lasts a year, the contractor should demonstrate progress at least monthly, 10 interim demos. If the project lasts 6 months, they can present demos every 2 weeks, 10 interim demos. Demos can include working sections of the app, prototypes or designs. The project manager must provide a direct link to the interim demo so you can test the product you ordered. Believe me, project managers are great at presenting things to make everything look perfect on their computers. No, it's better if you discover any critical issues yourself. Why are these regular demos so essential? First, you see the project progress not only on paper but as an actual product. Second, Regular demos keep the development team disciplined. With frequent demos, developers become like professional athletes who need to perform their best every weekend. Third, project progress on paper in the product often turns out to be completely different things. Here is a helpful story from a few years ago at my company. I hired a young but talented developer to create a relatively simple mobile app. Each week, he sent reports to the project manager who showed me in our weekly meetings. Each week, I saw a steady 10% progress on the project. When I saw the report reach 80%, I told the manager, "Great, let's show the client a demo. The app is almost ready." The manager replied, "Vladimir, we still don't have login and registration." My heart skipped a beat. I asked, although I already knew the answer, "How are you testing it then, if you can't log in? And what is the 80% completion in the report?" The manager replied, "We haven't tested it yet. 80% is what the developer said he coded." Long story short, the project ended in failure and scandal. When we started testing, those 80% the developer had claimed turned out to be only 20% according to the testers' reports. Deadlines were missed, and I ended up covering project completion costs out of my own pocket. Receiving an interim version of app allows you to make changes to the business logic or architecture in the early stages of development. Imagine a 6-month project where you get demos every 2 weeks. By the third demo, 2 months from the project start, you realize you forgot to include a crucial detail in the requirements. But it's no big deal, because you still have 4 months and 2/3 of the budget to modify the requirements, adjust the project, and implement the change. This is why demos are so important. This is also why if during this demo the project manager only tells you about progress without showing it, that's another obvious red flag. After all, no one likes sharing bad news that nothing substantial has been done and there is little to show. To summarize my recommendations in this third video, how to save money on software development. First, request a detailed project plan from your contractor. Second, the plan should include a comprehensive financial plan. Third, the project plan should include requirements phase and a project architecture document. Fourth, the plan should include multiple interim demonstrations of a working product. Fifth, there are a few other crucial topics, like risk management planning, but that's a big subject and I'd like to cover it in a separate video. If you need help finding the contractor or supervising their work, feel free to reach out to me. I'll help you save money on software development and avoid waste. Or if you simply enjoy my videos, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, goodbye, see you in a year. I'm starting to sound like a project manager. I'm kidding, see you next week, bye.